Back in Minneapolis, today's game is being broadcast in Spanish. We're available using the SAP button on your television. Countdown to kickoff continues. We are moments away. Iron Eagle Dan Fouts, and joined right now by the third member of our broadcast team, down to the sidelines, and Jenny Dell.
Lion, in meeting with the Vikings players just minutes ago, the message was clear. It is Sunday, it is game day, and they are ready to play football. With all the drama leading up to this weekend's game, I have to admit, meeting with the team yesterday, there was a sense of stress, and it was a little worrisome. But I have to say, this group is refocused right now. Matt Cassel told me that he is not changing his game plan, and this team is ready to play some football.
And we're ready for football as well, for the Vikings and the Patriots. Matt Cassel, the former New England Patriot, go back to 2008 when he stepped in for the injured Tom Brady, torn left ACL, and Cassel built a career, got traded to Kansas City, eventually signing with the Minnesota Vikings, and finds himself on a team that has some encouraging signs. The question will be, can Matt Asiata step in and fill the role? Huge void left by Adrian Peterson, deactivated for this game.
Hey, Asiata filled in for Peterson last year when in the last 2 weeks of the season, and played very well when Peterson was injured. So they're counting on him, but don't be surprised if the rookie Jerick McKinnon gets some play as well coming out of the backfield. But the Vikings really would need to lean on their passing game with Cassel going to his wide receivers and tight end.
Patriots won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. It will be Patterson, the deep man, and the dangerous deep man at that for the Vikings. Patterson, in just his second year out of Tennessee, already has 2 career touchdown kickoff returns, including a 109-yarder. Bill Belichick looking for his 200th win in the regular season as a head coach. Now in his 15th year as the head man of the Patriots. Stephen Gostkowski will kick it off. We're underway from Minnesota. And that one goes through the uprights. The Vikings will have it at the 20-yard line to open things up. Matt Cassel, 7th round draft pick in 2005 by New England, spent 4 years as a member of the Patriots before being traded to Kansas City.
Head coach Mike Zimmer's been very happy with the job he's done in taking care of the football. No turnovers in the preseason and none last week against the Rams. And it's clear to see that his teammates have the confidence in the 10-year veteran already.
3 down.
So Matt Asiata getting an opportunity in his 3rd year from Utah. Asiata was working in a warehouse just 3 years ago. Now he's starting in the NFL. Handoff up the middle. Asiata keeps the legs churning, and Hightower brings him down. He was ruled down after the 5-yard gain at the 25 for Minnesota.
A great start for Asiata and this offensive line. Does his knee go down right there? So they're going to bring this one back to about the 25-yard line. But very positive 5-yard gain on first down.
Those 2 starts we talked about last year, one against Philadelphia, had 3 rushing touchdowns, one against Detroit, had 115 yards on the ground. There is a belief in Asiata. Give it up to Jarius Wright, and the Patriots were ready for it. It's a loss of 5. Chandler Jones brings him down. Take a look at the starting offense for Minnesota. Brandon Fusco rewarded with a 5-year, $25 million deal before the regular season started. Backs and receivers, Asiata, the man in the spotlight, former practice squad member of the Minnesota Vikings. There is Fusco in his 4th year out of Slippery Rock, Division II product.
3 down.
Only current player in the NFL out of Slippery Rock. Full receiver set on a 3rd and 10. Shotgun for the former Patriot. Cassel throws on time. Rudolph turns the corner, and he's got a first down. Kyle Rudolph, big target, 6'6", 260 pounds, 17 yards on the catch and run.
Watch the blitz here by Mayo as he comes right through the A-gap, totally unblocked, and Cassel delivers the ball right on target. Great job by Cassel, and then Rudolph getting off inside, beats the linebacker Skinner, making a start today. It's off the practice squad.
Double tight end set. Rudolph and Ellison for Minnesota. Play action for Cassel. Connection holds up. He's got Rudolph again. Rudolph with a stiff arm. Out of bounds across the 45. 9-yard gain. Patrick Chung with a stop. Defensively for New England, you'll see mixing and matching. Vince Wilfork anchors that front line for New England. Talked about the rookie, Deontay Skinner, getting an opportunity. Moved off the practice squad late last night. And Logan Ryan starting. Alfonso Dennard is inactive. Looking at a shoulder for Dennard, but Ryan getting his chance. Second-year pro out of Rutgers. 2nd and 1 for Minnesota. Vikings are on the move early. Back to the ground game. Asiata. And he is hit very close to a first down. Dante Hightower, the first man there for New England.
Well, we've already seen the Norv Turner attitude and plans that he has for the Vikings today, hitting his tight end, and tight ends have always been a big part of the Turner offense. But a good start for Rudolph and for Cassel. This is real close to a first down, so they bring the chains out. But right now, aside from that fly sweep that was stopped by the Patriots, Vikings operating very well out to midfield.
So they'll measure here. Norv Turner in his 30th year in the NFL. It's short. Norv, who you know a little bit about, he was a backup quarterback when you were at Oregon, not necessarily the backup quarterback to you for the Ducks.
Yeah, he was third string behind Harvey Wynn.
Wait. So I was correct in saying a backup.
Well, that's really back, though. That's if you're third team, that's backup.
I'm not sure that's how Norv remembers it.
No, Norv is he's overcome the trauma that Harvey and I put him through in his short time at the University of Oregon.
I think
done quite well.
Norm's done okay for himself.
Yeah, I could use a loan from him.
Double tight end set. It's Rudolph and Ellison, Asiata and Felton in the backfield. 3rd and 1. A jump. They give it to no one. Cassel does it himself. Penalty marker on the play, thrown at the 46.
Two smart things that Cassel did here is he uses a hard count to bring the Patriots offside.
Offside.
His running ability.
Defense number 54 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
Good job of bringing Hightower into the neutral zone, but I was more impressed with Cassel's ability after he missed the handoff to find a hole and get up and get the first down on his own without the penalty.
Yeah, one thing when we asked about the scouting report on Cassel, everybody on the Patriots that knew him, they said he's more athletic than people give him credit for. Fake the handoff. Wide open connection to Ellison. Red Ellison gets caught from behind. 3rd-year tight end, 24 yards, chased down by Mayo.
Well, here he is right here. All the action goes this way, especially with Patterson in the backfield. Watch how he comes across the field. This is the old throwback screen to Ellison as he lined up as a tight end on the line of scrimmage with Rudolph outside, but a tremendous execution of that play. Good depth by Cassel to get away from the line of scrimmage and find his tight end.
As mentioned, tight ends play a big role in Norv Turner's offense through the years in every stop along the way. Bootleg. Open again. Asiata down the sideline all the way. Asiata goes 25 yards. Touchdown, Vikings.
And again, it's the influence of Darrell Patterson that draws the attention of the Patriot defense. He comes in motion right there, faking the fly sweep, and you'll never find a guy more wide open or happy than Matt Asiata as he scores untouched.
Matt Asiata able to curl it inside the pylon. Cassel on the drive, 4 of 4. The former Patriot was perfect. Blair Walsh, the extra point. The Vikings go 80 yards. An early statement for Minnesota. We asked Mike Zimmer about Matt Asiata. He said solid back, catches the ball extremely well. They get him involved in the passing game. The 25-yard touchdown reception. Walsh with the kickoff. And Patrick Chung takes a knee. The Patriots will have it at the 20 with Brady leading the way.
A lot of misdirection for the Vikings early. Here's Patterson. He's going to go in motion here. And watch how it affects Patrick Chung. Asiata comes out of the backfield, and there's just nobody there for him. Chung picks up Rudolph, and nobody picks up Asiata.
Matt Patricia, defensive coordinator for the Patriots. He's been with the organization since 2004. A lot of frustration. They've now been outscored 30-0 since halftime of the Miami game in Week 1. First possession for the Patriots. Handoff. Ridley is stood up at the line of scrimmage. Tom Brady, 3-0 in his career against the Vikings with 8 touchdowns and 1 interception. He now has 49,398 career passing yards, moving past Warren Moon, 6th all time.
Yeah, he told us yesterday that we should look for an increased workload for both tight end Rob Gronkowski and wide receiver Brandon LaFell, especially the Patriots deactivating Kenbrell Tompkins today.
Josh McDaniels running the offense for New England. It's Ridley up the gut and nothing there. Jasper Brinkley, first man to greet him, limited to a 2-yard gain on the play for the Patriots. Starting offense for New England, and question marks on this offensive line. Wendell is injured, out with a knee injury, so Connolly starts at center. Debbie is in at guard. He's in his first year out of Memphis. Backs and receivers, Rob Gronkowski last week, 38 snaps. Bill Belichick telling us expect between 30 and 40 snaps today, working his way back from the ACL injury. 2 tight ends in this formation. 3rd and 8, Gronkowski and Wright. Shane Vereen is in. They give it to Vereen, a blast to the left side, and Vereen zigzags out of bounds. He's short. Short by a yard. Couldn't get to the marker, and the Patriots facing 4th and 1.
It was a critical decision early in this ball game for Bill Belichick. Had to go for it on 4th down 4 times last week against the Dolphins. They only converted 2 of those 4. Let's watch Vereen's effort here to reach the ball out. And from that angle, it still looks like he's short.
Chad Greenway was shaken up on the play, and Greenway has made his way to the Vikings sideline.
And that is big for the Vikings. The #1 tackler for the last 6 years for Minnesota. He is also the guy that calls all the signals with the green dot in his helmet with the communication from the defensive coordinator. So decision's been made on him.
They will punt it at the 9:33 mark of this first quarter. Ryan Allen, 2-time Ray Guy Award winner back in his college days at Louisiana Tech. And now Minnesota is going to use a timeout. So a lot happening in a short period of time. The way that the Vikings drove down the field with the former Patriot Matt Cassel leading the way. The Patriots calling 3 run plays to open up on offense, and they come up a yard shy of the first down. Initially looked like they were going to keep the offense on the field. Talked it over, sent the punter out, and then the Vikings take a timeout.
Yeah, this is a good decision for Belichick to go with the punter. Hopefully they've straightened things out defensively on the sidelines, but a lot of misdirection. That opening drive for Minnesota had the Patriots shuffling their papers.
Patriots got outgained in the second half against Miami, 222-67. No Sean Moreno. They could not handle him on the ground. 134 yards rushing for the Dolphins. The punt from Allen, and it's out of bounds. Good punt. Got excellent lift. They're going to mark it at the 12. 59-yard punt. Vikings have the football when we come back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. Pizza Hut's bacon and cheese stuffed crust. Bacon? Enough said. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Last time the Minnesota Vikings started 2-0 in a season, 2009. That year they started 6-0. 34-6 win in St. Louis last week. Didn't win a road game at all last year. So already big steps forward. Asiata, the run up the middle for 5 yards. Opening drive, what stood out for you?
Well, great throw over the middle to Rudolph to get things started with a 17-yarder. And then Rudolph on a next play, 9 yards. The low back screen to the tight end, Ellison. And then it's all capped off with the 24-yard touchdown to
offense,
Asiata.
number 63. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
So Brandon Fusco called on the penalty. False start. 9:02 to go in this opening quarter. 7-0 lead for Mike Zimmer's squad. Spoke with the team on Saturday morning about Adrian Peterson's situation. And the key word was refocusing on the job at hand. Everybody connected with the Vikings talked about their depth. That's why he's got 53 players on the roster. And a give, Asiata. Flag thrown. Asiata brought down around the ankles after the 4-yard gain. Mayo and Ninkovich. Tony Corrente, veteran referee.
Illegal use of the hands, hands to the face, defense number 96. This 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run and an automatic first down.
That is Silver Selinga.
Again, it's one of those points of emphasis that the officials are looking for throughout the preseason, now into the regular season. It's a safety issue where a player gets his hands up into his opponent's face mask and jacks the head back and could cause a neck injury of some type.
Penalties a problem last week against Miami as well. 1st and 10 at the 21. Cassel operating out of the gun. They were ready for Asiata. Jared Mayo forcing himself in there. It's a loss of 1 on the play.
Mayo had 10 tackles last week against Miami. You can see him shooting the gap there and beating Lodeholt. Good explosion by Mayo.
Mentioned the green dot. That is on Mayo as well. So that's the communication between the coaches and the player on the field. There are times where Mayo would like to have an off switch on that, he mentioned. 2nd and 11, at least a volume switch.
Or a way to talk back.
False start, illegal snap on the center, number 65. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Veteran center John Sullivan. Yeah, they've paid their offensive line. Sullivan was signed to a 5-year, $25 million deal. We mentioned the Fusco deal. Phil Lodeholt signed to a 4-year, $25 million deal. So they fortified that area of their team. And building this roster, they've got a weapon in Cordero Patterson that is opening eyes around the NFL, a rising star in the league. Gave big money to Greg Jennings as well, coming over from Green Bay last year. Cassel, look at the time. Deep ball from Cassel, intercepted, picked off by McCourty, and McCourty got room to work. Into Minnesota territory, McCourty weaving through traffic. McCourty takes it all the way, and just short. Out of bounds at the 1. Jarius Wright, the intended receiver.
And McCourty could have scored if he goes airborne here, but getting knocked out of bounds at the last instance by Khalil. But what an interception. Great job of playing center field by McCourty as he returns us 60 yards to the 1. This is on Matt Cassel, though. He's got to see the safety in this situation. That's the job of the 2 deep safety, is to read the play down the field.
So McCourty with the big play defensively for New England. And the Patriots have it 1st and goal at the 1. 6 offensive linemen for the Patriots. Gronkowski in motion. Handoff. Ridley, second effort. And he's marked short. Harrison Smith with a collision for Minnesota.
Yeah, great job by Smith to come up and meet Ridley before he can get airborne. Good penetration by that defensive line as well.
Vikings yet to allow a touchdown. Patriots looking for the equalizer. Ridley steamrolls, he's in. Touchdown, New England. Patriots are on the board. They take advantage of the Cassel turnover. The long return by McCourty sets them up at the 1, and then Ridley does the rest.
Getting in behind his fullback, James Devlin, and he gets across, although the fans thought he might have been down beforehand. But clearly that right hand is across the line of scrimmage for his first touchdown rushing this season for Ridley.
Extra point here, Gostkowski for New England. 6:14 for the opening quarter. We're tied at 7. Patriots with a defensive play turn it ultimately into 7 points on the ground. That's 20 rushing touchdowns for Stephen Ridley since 2012, the most in the AFC. Over that span, New England and Minnesota tied at 7 with 6:14 to play in this opening quarter. Stephen Gostkowski will kick it off. Cordero Patterson is the deep man. They also have Banyard up front with Thielen. Patterson last week had a rushing touchdown, 67 yards, had 102 yards rushing on 3 carries in that win over St. Louis. And Patterson's not going to touch the ball. Vikings will have it at the 20-yard line. Matt Cassel will try to shake off that INT. We're knotted up 7 apiece in Minneapolis.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. And by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Absolutely beautiful day here in Minneapolis, tied at 7. And don't forget, this Thursday, your football week starts right here. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers tangle with the Atlanta Falcons. Big-time matchups. Go primetime. Thursday night football on NFL Network and CBS.
I'll be anxious to watch Matt Ryan. What a game he had to open the season last week against the New Orleans Saints. Fantastic job.
Darrelle Revis, part of this New England Patriots D, signed to a 2-year, $32 million deal, the 5-time Pro Bowler. On the pitch, Asiata. Gerard Mayo was ready for it. A loss of 2 on the play.
Well, this is what Matt Cassel has to see. That's McCourty. Here's the deep route by Jarius Wright working on Arrington. But after the play fake, Cassel has to either look him off, pump him to the weak side, or not throw the ball. And great job of reading the quarterback's eyes and making the pick.
Devin McCourty, Pro Bowler in 2010, and the final year of his contract with the Pats. 2nd and 12. Cassel to throw. Over the middle and quickly brought down Patterson. 3-yard gain, Hightower the hit. Let's go to New York. NFL Today update, JB and Coach Cowan.
Washington fans holding their breath on this play, Coach.
Yeah, he lands awkwardly here. They're calling it a left ankle injury, and he was actually taken off the field in the cart. And no fear, Kirk Cousins will come in. He finds Darrell Young 20 yards out. Next play, Washington up 7-0.
Kirk Cousins always effective in relief of RG3. Back to Ian, Dan, and Jenny.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Kirk Cousins getting his opportunity with the injury to RG3. Matt Cassel got his first opportunity with the injury to Tom Brady in 08. The throw too high for the veteran Jennings in a matchup with Revis. So the Vikings go 3 and out, and the Patriots defense starting to take hold.
Yeah, Dante Hightower with 2 good plays, one on first down against the run, and then on the pass stopping Patterson. That time Revis had perfect position on Jennings, and He told us yesterday that he's going to be with Jennings all day long.
Asked him about Bill Belichick. He said Belichick wants perfection. That's what makes him the Hall of Fame coach that he is, and he drills that into their heads every single day. Jeff Locke to punt. Return man, Edelman, flat down. Edelman squeezes through a hole, and he's brought down just across the 45. 43-yard punt, a 10-yard return. Penalty markers at the 40-yard line. Tony Corrente sorting through it.
During the return of the kick, holding, receiving team number 29. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That is Don Jones called on the penalty. Tom Brady, he has not attempted a pass yet in this first quarter. The Patriots and the Vikings tied at 7, the NFL on CBS. They call themselves Scorpion, 4 of the smartest people in the world working together to fight threats against America. Inspired by a true story, Scorpion premieres Monday, September 22nd, only CBS. Rob Gronkowski not on the field to open up this drive. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line with Ridley and Devlin in the backfield. Play fake. Brady squeezes it in and makes the connection to Aaron Dobson. Dobson was a healthy inactive last week, had 519 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns last year in his rookie year. That covers 13 yards.
This is his first catch of the season, and it's a perfect throw. I mean, you can't have tighter coverage than Rhodes had on him, with Brady with a fastball throwing it low to the body of Dobson, and it's a big first down for New England.
Just 6 plays for New England on offense. This is a 1st and 10 for the Pats across the 40-yard line. Give it to Ridley. Ridley turning it upfield. Out near midfield, and Jasper Brinkley in on that stop. It's a 6-yard pickup for the 4th-year running back out of LSU.
You know, I was curious that the first pass play was a play-action pass, so they're changing things up in the passing game already. Ran the ball exclusively until that pass. And Brady, who got a lot of pressure last week against Miami, had time to find Dobson.
They are picking their spots here with Gronkowski, who's now on the field. Ridley crosses over into Minnesota territory. Not enough for a first down. It's a 2-yard pickup for the Pats. So now a 3rd and 2 for the Patriots. We approach 3 minutes to play in this opening quarter.
This is where Brady has so many weapons with Edelman and Gronkowski on the same side of the field, with Edelman in motion.
Patriots have won 11 straight games against NFC North teams. This is a 3rd and 2. Vereen is in there, but they give it to Edelman. Edelman gets slowed down, but he had enough momentum to carry him for the first down. Good acceleration on a 9-yard run. Xavier Rhodes over there defensively. That one could have gone for 20.
Yeah, this is the play du jour for offenses this year. It's the fly sweep that was run so successfully at Oregon State with Mike Riley, a former NFL coach. But Edelman showing his ability. Rhodes right with him. And this tackle to the helmet might have been called.
Take the handoff. Brady, soft toss, handled by Devlin. And James Devlin has got a first down for New England. 14-yard pickup on the throw from Brady.
And we always say this is a copycat league. It looks like Josh McDaniels is copying some of Norv Turner's plays here in the first quarter. Finding the fullback out in the flat after the play action. And right now, the plays that Josh McDaniels is calling, working perfectly.
6th year with New England, former head coach of the Denver Broncos back in 2009 and 2010. Brandon Bolden is in. 2 tight ends, Gronkowski and Wright for the Patriots. New set of downs to work with. Take the handoff. Brady fires, incomplete, looking for Gronkowski. Gronkowski said he got his feet wet last week. Now he's looking to build on that every week with some more plays and more reps.
Yeah, the timing just a little bit off on this. See, the throw comes a little bit early, but the coverage was absolutely perfect by Robert Blanton. Gronkowski's going to draw a crowd. He seems like he's always double teamed, either with a safety and a linebacker or 2 safeties.
He's had a catch in 51 consecutive games. This is a 2nd and 10 now with 1:42 to go in the first. Running play to Ridley. Up the middle and a flag is down. Ridley carries to the 16. It's coming back.
Holding, offense, number 61. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
It is Marcus Cannon called on the hold.
Boy, and he gets his money's worth. Watch Cannon here. He's going to just reach out and grab Chad Greenway right where the point of attack is. Watch that left arm come right up. Easy call for the umpire, Dan Farrell, and Tony Correnti saw it as well.
Patriots have versatile pieces up front. Cannon has played tackle, he's played guard. Connolly playing center. He's really been more of a guard in his career. I think the Patriots are still evaluating talent at this point, trying to figure out who's going to fit in where.
And not just on the offensive line.
No. Delayed handoff, Vereen. Shane Vereen kicks his way across the 30-yard line. And Robert Blanton combines with Anthony Barr, the talented rookie out of UCLA, to bring him down after the 7-yard gain. And you can look at it from a couple of different angles, Dan. One is the division that the Patriots play in.
And it's a long season. I mean, this is just the second game of a 16-game season, but the evaluation process is obvious when you think about who's not playing today and then the way they've been shifting around in the offensive line.
AFC East, not the strongest division. Patriots believe they may have some time to figure out who the best guys are and where they fit. Fumble on the play. Edelman loses the football. Edelman trying to cut it upfield. Brought down at the 30. And the question is who jumped on it.
Well, the Patriot did. Let's bring up 3rd down. Edelman has fumbled now 14 times in his career, but he's only lost 2. It looked like the Vikings had more people around this ball while it's on the ground than the Patriots did. Somehow the Patriots found it at the bottom of the pile. It looks like maybe Dan Conley going in there and digging it out. Just slipping on the artificial surface here and losing control as his hand and ball hit the ground at the same time.
So Patriots maintain possession at the 30-yard line. 36 seconds to play in this first quarter.
It had to be Conley because there are only 2 Patriots there, Edelman and Conley.
Edelman heads off to the New England sideline, and it's now 4th down as Gutowski will come on for a 48-yard attempt. 38 of 41 last year, 158 points. This one 48 yards away to give New England the lead, and he drills it. Stephen Gutowski puts the Pats in front, 10-7, late stages, first quarter. The Big Bang Theory is time traveling to a new night, Monday, with back-to-back episodes. Don't miss Emmy winner Jim Parsons as the new season begins. Monday, September 22nd, only CBS. 10 plays, 40 yards, nearly lost the football. Edelman coughing it up, recovered by New England, allowing Gutowski to kick the 48-yarder. He'll kick it off to Cordero Patterson. It's not even close. He is banging these footballs into the stands.
And Patterson has no limits. I mean, he took one back 109, which is great because it's an NFL record that will never be broken. So he's really very valuable to the Patriots right now. Gutowski with those kickoffs, that one about 10 rows deep in the back of the end zone.
You did some quick math there on that 109, never to be broken?
Well, there's a few records in the NFL that will never be broken.
That's one of them.
Yeah. Antonio Cromartie's 109-yard return of a field goal against the Vikings is another.
First down for Minnesota. Cassel looking upfield. Cassel in trouble, and he is dumped. Back at the 17-yard line, Chandler Jones putting the heat on Matt Cassel.
Now this is his first sack of the year. It's only the second sack for the Patriots, but Look at the determination of Jones going around Khalil, who thought he had him pushed by the pocket, the bottom of the screen, but relentless.
End of the first quarter. The Patriots leading the Vikings 10-7. We'll have second quarter action coming up from Minneapolis. We'll return after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Touchdown Vikings. Intercepted. Picked off by McCourty. And McCourty got room to work. TCF Bank Stadium opened up in 2009. That horseshoe-style setup. Really a perfect place for the Vikings to play for 2 years until their brand new home is ready. And off, Asiata. Forward progress will get him to right around the 20-yard line. It's a 3-yard gain. First play of the second quarter. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, Jenny Dell, and the rest of our CBS Sports crew. Matt Cassel, that interception that nearly came back for a touchdown, but it was set up at the 1, and then Ridley took it in for the touchdown for New England. Terrell Revis told us the transition to New England was smooth. He did it last year with Tampa. He rented in Tampa, by the way, Dan.
Nobody buys in Tampa.
No, he rented. Cassel with a throw. Rudolph could not handle it.
And we may have a illegal contact called against the Patriots. Patterson on a crossing route. Going to call holding.
Holding, defense number 24. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It is Revis called on the penalty. First down for the Vikings. Since 2003, Bill Belichick's team is 32-4 in the regular season after a loss.
Yeah, they called it on Darrelle Revis. But the call, it appeared, was in a different area. Patterson on a crossing route was definitely held.
5 penalties, 35 yards. Cassel avoids the rush. Now running with it. Cassel ducks out of bounds across the 35. A 13-yard scramble by the 10-year veteran, Matt Cassel.
6'4", 230 pounds, and you talk about his athletic ability, the strength to pull away there, and then the recognition he had a wide open field and could get to the sideline without being hit.
So new set of downs for the Vikings out near the 40-yard line, early stages of this second quarter.
Set.
They will shift Patterson to the backfield. Shake it. Cassel slings, nobody home. Let's get an NFL Today update. Head to New York. JB, Coach Cal.
Tennessee has won 3 straight dating back to last year, but
Yeah, the Cowboys coming with a chip on their shoulder. DeMarco Murray, 3-yard out on a touchdown here, 83 yards in the first half, and they are up 10-0. Must have heard our pregame show, JB.
that they did. Ian Eagle, Jenny Dell, and a slinging Dan Fouts.
Yeah, he could sling it a little bit.
Still am.
Yeah,
Just a different form.
slinging a different form, but it's in your vocabulary. 2nd and 10 here for the Vikings. Cassel pats the ball, throws, intercepted by Revis. Darrelle Revis with the pick. Jennings the intended target, and Cassel with his second INT of the day.
Again, he had no business throwing this ball because of the coverage by Revis. He's done this 22 times now in his career. See it at the left side of the screen. Revis ran a better route than Jennings did. Jennings actually stops on this route at the end and lets Revis go by and make the pick.
Bill Belichick asked about Cassel. He said, he knows us, we know him. There is familiarity there, obviously, on both sides. First and 10 for New England at its own 39. Bolden gets bunched up and driven backwards. No gain on the play. Anthony Barr leading that charge for the Vikings. Darrelle Revis, lockdown corner, targeted twice today, comes up with his first interception as a member of the Patriots.
And remember, earlier in the drive, he was called for holding on a pass play, so he redeems himself in a big way with the turnover.
55!
2nd and 10.
Short bet.
Right one in motion. Brady sets him up. Now an empty backfield with a double tight end set. Brady to throw. Fires underneath. It's complete. Hoa Manauanui with the catch.
That just showed the greatness and the smarts of Tom Brady. He saw he had 2 men going in motion, had enough time on the play clock to straighten everything out, had good pass protection on a 5-step drop, and completes the ball to Human.
Who's that now?
Well, that's what his teammates call him, Hoa Manauanui. A lot of the players can't get all that out, so they just shorten it to Human.
What are you going to be going with?
I kind of like Human or Homan or...
I think it's Human.
Okay.
3rd and 4 now for New England. Robinson in at the nickel for Minnesota. Brady timing route, wide open. Danny Amendola. Flag thrown at the 45 as Amendola took a shot along the perimeter.
Well, Aaron Dobson's going to get called for pass interference. This was a pick play, and really a poor execution by Dobson as he goes in and drills Captain Munnerlyn.
Offense, number 17, 10-yard penalty.
Who had the coverage on Amendola. Watch number 17 here, trying to fake like he didn't intend to do that, but the intention was there, the execution was not.
6 penalties costing the Patriots 45 yards here in the first half. It would have been a 31-yard completion down the field. Instead, it's a 3rd and 14 for the Patriots.
Enforcement was changed. It is still 3rd down.
So line of scrimmage will lead the 35-yard line. Working out of the gun, Brady. Fake the inside handoff. Brady sets and throws. On time, Edelman! Down the sideline for Edelman, and he's out of bounds. Xavier Rhodes did not see what was happening.
Another smart throw by Brady. Good coverage by Rhodes, but it's a back shoulder line drive. After the play fake, time to throw, and look at this throw. Rhodes gambled there, and he gets burned. 44 yards.
Perfect timing from Brady to Edelman. And a 1st and 10 of the 21. To the ground, Golden. Picks up 2 on the play. Anthony Barr, the former running back, wide receiver, tight end, who got moved to defense in his 3rd year at UCLA and turns out to be the number 9 pick in the 2014 draft. We asked him about the move to defense. Did the coaches come to him? He said no. He went to Jim Mora and said, I need a change. And Mora made the switch.
Gained a few pounds by eating a lot of seafood, which is unusual, but he loves to eat and got the green light to go ahead.
I know that's your diet. You see food and you eat it. 2nd and 8. Brady. Over the middle, he is complete to Devlin. 4-yard gain with Anthony Barr there. Barr has put on a total of 20 pounds, maybe 25 since he was playing offense at UCLA. He watched a lot of Clay Matthews and Aldon Smith, Tamba Hali, Von Miller. Those were the guys that he gravitated towards when he was making the transition.
Reminds me of Matt Blair a little bit, a great linebacker for the Vikings from not too long ago.
6th play of the drive after the interception by Revis. Motion man is Edelman. LaFell is in there. Brady throws it over the middle. Catch is made by Edelman and dives for a 1st down. 6-yard pickup. Edelman continues to produce 105 catches last year.
Really a tough catch over the middle with a linebacker coming at you. Smart to get his head down, but he does hit his head on the ground. That might shake him up just a touch, but that's an outstanding catch over the middle, knowing that trouble's coming.
Edelman sets up in the slot. First and goal for New England. Patriots trying to build on their lead. Golden in the backfield. 9:40 mark of the second quarter. Brady will make a change here. Play clock is down to 2. Brady looks. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. Edelman. Patriots march right down the field. Edelman beats Munnerlyn.
Edelman beats everybody today, especially on this drive. Slot receiver to the corner. LaFell to the inside. Look at this perfect pass from Brady. Brady knew where he wanted to go the whole way. He saw the man-to-man coverage. That's why he changed the play, went back into the shotgun, got time to throw, and delivered again.
7 plays, 61 yards for New England. Again, taking advantage of the Minnesota turnover. It's a 9-yard touchdown to Edelman, the extra point from Gostkowski. And Mike Zimmer's team now in a 17-7 hole. Great start for the Vikings. It's been all New England since Revis and the Patriots defense sets up the offense. Edelman for Pater. Tom Brady has called Julian Edelman Minitron through the years. And he just produces. Signed to a 4-year, $17 million deal, rewarded for his efforts from last year. And he's given Minnesota a 17-7, New England a 17-7 lead with 9.5 to go in this first half. Patterson, this one is returnable. 5 yards deep in the end zone. Patterson dives across the 15. Don Jones there on special teams. They're checking on Edelman. Dan mentioned he took that shot earlier in the drive, but still scored the touchdown.
McDonald's, official sponsor of the NFL. I'm loving it. And by New Red's Wicked Apple, refreshingly hard.
More than 52,000 on hand here in Minnesota for the Vikings and the Patriots. New England with a 17-7 lead. Give it to Jerick McKinnon, the rookie out of Georgia Southern. Picks up a yard on the play, brought down by Sealinga. Follow all of today's football action. Download the CBS Sports app right now for lightning fast scores, breaking news, video, and more, all on your phone. 2nd and 9 here for the Vikings. Mike Zimmer. Last week, the team responded with a 34-6 win over St. Louis. Praised Cassel for taking care of the ball, providing leadership. Team has a lot of confidence in him. He's turned it over twice today. Underneath, McKinnon, the former collegiate quarterback, 3rd-round draft pick, is tackled by Gerard Mayo on the play.
Well, that's the type of matchup you want. Your tailback coming out of the backfield matched up against your linebacker, middle linebacker at that, but Mayo, real good recognition of the route, quick to close on the tackle.
McKinnon ran the triple option at Georgia Southern and switched to quarterback after his first 3 years to running back his senior year. He played a variety of roles in college. 3rd and 4 now for the Vikings. Cassel to the sideline, connects with Patterson, and they'll move the chains. Logan Ryan drawing the matchup, 10-yard gain through the air.
I think Tom Brady may have taught Matt Cassel this throw. Just a line drive stop. Good body position by Patterson as he keeps Logan Ryan away from that ball. Perfectly delivered.
You know, we asked Cassel about the game where he stepped in for Tom Brady in 2008. He said it felt like everything was in slow motion. The team orthopedic came over and said on the sideline, Tom is done for the season. Almost intercepted. Ryan stepping in front of Patterson. So then Cassel had to gather himself and just go out and lead the team. We take you back. USC quarterback there, but didn't start. Never started. Sat behind Palmer and Leonard. He was a pitcher at USC. was actually drafted way back in 2004 by the Oakland A's in New England, a backup to Brady. Brady goes down in 08. Cassel steps in. The team finishes 11-5. At that point, they couldn't afford Matt Cassel. They trade him to Kansas City where Scott Pioli had come over from New England. And then Cassel eventually made his way to Minnesota. On a pitch, Asiata working his way through. Asiata carries to the 41-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain. Ninkovich whiffed initially.
And another tackle by Gerard Mayo here. Good cut back by Asiata. Look at Mayo just trying to figure out where Asiata is going to cut up the field along with big Vince Wilfork. They bring him down. But that's a good gain by Asiata, setting up a real manageable 3rd and short.
We asked Mayo about the matchup, and he said North Turner is so creative. The Patriots knew that he would have some things up his sleeve even without Adrian Peterson in the lineup. 3rd and 3. Cassel out of the pocket. Dump off and a quick stick by Ryan. 1-yard gain, Asiata.
The Patriots' 3rd round defense is really picking up the pace here in the 2nd quarter. Good pressure on Cassel, forced him away from his primary receiver, but look at this hit. And the thing about that is notice how he led with his shoulder, not his helmet, and still brought down the ball carrier in his tracks.
Jeff Locke, 2nd-year punter out of UCLA. With Edelman waiting for it. Edelman moves forward, fair catch called for. He brings it in cleanly at the 19-yard line after the 39-yard punt. Patriots, they've got the lead, 17-7 on the Vikings.
Patriots got things started on the last drive on a 3rd and 14 with his 44-yard hookup with Edelman down the sidelines. And then he catches a tough one over the middle before the linebacker Barr can get to him. And how about the touchdown? A perfect 9-yard strike beating Munnerlyn. 59 of the 69 yards come from Tom Brady and Julian Edelman. Brady 5 for 5 on that drive.
Seen a lot of 6 offensive linemen for New England, and that's what they're going to open up with on this drive. 1st and 10 at the 20.
Hey, alert! Alert!
Patriots have a 10-point lead on the Vikings. 5:51 mark in the 2nd quarter. Running play, Ridley cuts through the hole. Ridley picks up 6 yards on the play. Connolly and Vollmer with a block up front.
Yeah, offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels going with Cameron Fleming, the rookie out of Stanford, as an extra offensive lineman lining up as a tight end. But they ran away from that strength and found good yardage on the weak side.
Fleming, rookie, 4th round pick, started 39 games at Stanford. Call it 2nd and 3. Underneath, it's all Edelman. 1st down, Patriots. 12-yard strike from Brady.
5 catches already, 69 yards for Edelman. But the play action is just so important for the Patriots. They're protecting Brady, giving him time to throw because they're running the ball effectively on 1st down.
Brady is 9 of 10, 105 yards and a touchdown. Cut by Ridley, who runs into a crowd. And they push the pile for 4 yards. Well, Tom Brady, when we spoke with him about the performance last week, he said the team felt really good about what they did in the 1st half against Miami. Then they played terrible in the 3rd quarter and couldn't get it back in the 4th quarter.
And they'll never admit it, but the heat and humidity of Miami might have had something to do with it. The other thing is that that's a house of horrors for Brady. He's 6 and 7 lifetime in Miami.
2nd and 6. Ridley. Strong run by Ridley, very close to a 1st down. Harrison Smith with a tackle for the Vikings. So the numbers at Miami, they put up 20 points in the 1st half. They gave up 23 in the 2nd half. The 4 sacks, the 2 turnovers.
And the 2 turnovers were fumbles by Brady as he was being sacked by Cameron Wake.
Brady actually had the lowest completion percentage of any starting quarterback in week 1. Just under 52% last week. They will measure from this angle. It looks to be a little bit short.
Are you sure?
Yes.
The eagle eye. One more time. We're using both eyes, didn't you?
Yeah, that one. I decided to try that for a change. Well, for Mike Zimmer, waited a long time for an opportunity to become a head coach. He's got that no-nonsense approach. 21st year in the NFL. His 36th year overall as a coach. Defensive coordinator in Cincinnati for 6 years, in Atlanta for a year, 7 years defensive coordinator in Dallas, 13 years overall on that staff. And his players spoke glowingly about what he's brought to the team, his approach. But now dealing with the Adrian Peterson situation and trying to get this squad refocused on the job at hand. 3rd and 1 for New England. Ridley is stopped. Harrison Smith continues to make plays for the Vikings.
Well, they say the low man wins. Watch Harrison Smith, number 22 from left side of the screen, come in here and get Ridley right in the chest. Ridley running high there, trying to get to that first down, but Harrison Smith shoulders him back short of the first down.
Initially, Bill Belichick kept the offense on the field, and now the punting unit will sprint on for the Patriots.
I'm surprised they didn't go with the quarterback sneak that time. Brady's so good at converting with the quarterback sneak.
Ryan Allen on, no rush for Minnesota. Marcus Sherrill's waiting for it, moves forward, fair catch called for at the 19, and that's where Minnesota will have it. An important stop for the Vikings. Smith has been all over the field for the Minnesota D.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. And by FedEx One Rate, simple flat rate shipping with the reliability of FedEx.
Now, some pictures just tell the whole story. You don't have to add words. 1st and 10 for the Vikings, trailing 17-7. Cassel throws to Asiata, who catches it across the 20-yard line for a 5-yard gain brought down by Hightower. You know, you would think that there would be this huge drop-off in numbers without Peterson in the lineup, but if you look at the numbers with him and without him, obviously winning percentage down, points per game up, and it's something that Cassel talked about, Dan, in our meetings with him, that the unpredictable nature might be there more without Peterson. As Asiata gets the call, carries for 2 yards. The one thing you don't have is the home run ability that Peterson brings.
On every play. And the other thing about that graphic, Peterson only missed 9 games all that time. So stats are a little bit skewed there. But right now, the challenge for this Viking offense is to get that good feeling going again that they had to start the game when they were unstoppable with throwbacks and isolation, a lot of misdirection.
We hit the 2-minute warning here in Minnesota. Patriots and the Vikings, week 2 of the NFL on CBS. Third and 3 here for the Vikings. Cassel throws on time. Patterson makes a cut around Ryan. Patterson exploding into New England territory, brought down at the 49, a 26-yard gain as Ryan got spun around defensively on the play.
Yeah, he's a hold your breath type of player. Good route as he shakes the coverage of Ryan, and now this is fun to watch. Getting through the secondary, and a tough tackle there by Arrington.
First down for Minnesota. Throw to right. Angles out of bounds. Stops the clock with 1:21 to play in this first half. That's a 12-yard gain. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher, the latest NFL scores and highlights, as well as a special preview of Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network. It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report.
Jarius Wright got an accidental block by Patterson. Patterson was on the ground. Wright ran right by him, and the coverage on him went tripping over Patterson.
Minnesota still has 2 timeouts to work with. Operating out of the gun is Cassel. Asiata is open. sling it out to Asiata as he lays out a little punishment on Arrington. It's a 9-yard gain.
There's about a 45-pound difference here. Big thing is getting the ball out quickly. That's what Cassel's done with his last 3 throws.
Asiata's really hybrid that size. The throw by Cassel over the head of Kyle Rudolph. Incomplete. 50 seconds left. That was Asiata on the previous play, picking up 9 yards.
And Arrington picking up a headache.
3rd and 1 for Minnesota. Matt Patricia's defense has responded nicely after the slow start. Direct snap to Asiata. He's got a first down. Just inside the 25, brought down by Rivas, helping in run support.
Another trick play for the Vikings as Asiata steps in front of Cassel. Cassel fakes the bad snap, and the Vikings convert on 3rd and short.
And they use a timeout. Norv Turner, he's been doing this a long time. Bill Belichick, we asked him about going against Norv Turner. He said he keeps you off balance with a lot of screens, a lot of motion, and he said he'll use all of his pieces.
You know, he's a tough guy to play poker with, too.
Really?
Because he uses a lot of deception in the way he bets, you know, and tricks you into thinking you've got him, and he'll drop those 4 kings on you just like that.
I'm sensing that you've lost a fair amount to him through the years in that area.
Well, the payback, you know, is, you know what it is.
This, you have the microphone. You can say whatever you want.
It's tough for him to respond today.
44 seconds left in the first half. Cassel too high. Put it over the head of Asiata.
Dominic Easley and Chandler Jones putting the pressure on Cassel. Watch Chandler Jones working on Khalil. And then he gets hit by Easley, but that type of pressure will cause incompletions every time.
How would Matt Asiata handle the spotlight? No Adrian Peterson, 27 rushing yards, 40 yards receiving, a touchdown on a 25-yard reception. The lone points for Minnesota this afternoon. 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. 40 seconds left. They have 1 timeout remaining. Play clock winding down, and Cassel takes the snap. Getting out of trouble. Cassel will veer out of bounds. 4-yard gain for Cassel, chased down by Chris Jones.
That athletic ability saves the Vikings a timeout. So he can still use the entire field here and know that he can call a timeout to stop the clock.
10th play of the drive. This is a 3rd and 6 now for Mike Zimmer's squad. 33 seconds left. Bill Belichick, 11 straight seasons of double-digit wins for the Patriots. They've won the AFC East 10 times in the last 11 years. Cassel, the former Patriot, out of the gun. Cassel taking time, throws underneath. It's complete. Flag is down. Brought down to the 15, Greg Jennings on a hit by Mayo. Penalty marker at the 19-yard line.
First indication that it's against the Vikings.
Pass interference, offense, number 15, 10-yard penalty, repeat, 3rd down.
It is Jennings who caught the football. And Jennings pointing to his chest as if to say, me? You're calling it on me?
Well, we'll see. He comes in here and gets leveled by Mayo. They're going to call that offensive pass interference on the crossing route.
Mike Zimmer getting an explanation.
It's just an excellent play by Mayo, forcing that contact, and the officials seeing it differently.
Bill Belichick has extended out to have a conversation with the officials. That was not a first down, so Belichick could be looking to decline the penalty as well, not give Minnesota another chance at the end zone.
Yeah, it would be fourth down and a long 1 or maybe 2 yards. And that would be decision time for first-year head coach Mike Zimmer.
25 seconds remain.
The enforcement of the penalty is correct, a 10-yard penalty, and repeat third down.
And it'll stand as is. 10-yard penalty, now 3rd and 16 for the Vikings. But I do think Belichick was asking for an explanation as to why he couldn't decline it and force Minnesota into a fourth down. McKinnon in the backfield. Vikings have 1 timeout left. They've got 25 seconds left, and the Patriots call a timeout. We'll step aside. Late stages, second quarter in Minneapolis. Verizon Halftime Report is coming up. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher. NFL scores, highlights, a preview of Thursday Night Football on CBS and the NFL Network. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. 3rd and 16 for the Vikings. Cassel sets and throws. Out along the sideline. It's incomplete. Patterson was out of bounds.
Well, they had exactly what they wanted, but the timing just off by about a foot here. Good route by Patterson as he beats the double coverage. Safety late coming over, and the ball just leads him out of bounds.
And it sends Blair Walsh onto the field. He made a 52-yard field goal last week in the win in St. Louis. This is from 48 yards away. Went to the Pro Bowl as a rookie in 2012 out of Georgia. Trying to cut into the New England lead. It's blocked! The 48-yard attempt is blocked and scooped up. Jones running downfield all the way. Touchdown, Patriots! Chandler Jones takes it the distance. Big play on special teams for New England.
Well, Chandler Jones blocked it. He got a huge bounce, and then he shows his athletic ability and speed. Jones goes 6'5". Look at them get up in the air. And then the one hopper. Blair Walsh, no contest here. Second career block of a Blair field goal turns into a huge play.
What a turn of events. Minnesota looking for points. Looking to go into the halftime break on a positive.
Basically a 10-point play.
Extra point, Gostowski. The athleticism of Chandler Jones. He's been an impact pass rusher. But on the Patriots, you've got to contribute at all phases, at times. New England Patriots first block field goal for a touchdown since October of 2010. Chandler Jones. Blocking the field goal attempt and then scooping it up for the score, showing off his speed in the process as well.
Yeah, and quickness to get through the hole, athletic ability to get it up in the air, and then that speed.
Gostowski will put it on the ground. To an up man, Rhett Ellison. And just 4 seconds remain on the clock for Minnesota.
This is just really a great play here to squeeze through and then leap as he's being blocked still. Sometimes you got to be lucky with the bounce, and this is artificial surface. He got a perfect bounce and was on his way.
He got a head start, chased down by Jeff Locke, the punter. And the fans react here at the end of the first half. Game-changing play from Chandler Jones as we send it downstairs to Jenny Dell.
Coach, after such a strong opening drive, it seems the momentum has completely shifted. What do you do to get that corrected?
Well, we got to quit making mistakes. we had 2 turnovers, the blocked field goal, and then gave up a 3rd and 15. So we got to, we just got to settle down and play. We'll be all right.
Game changer at the end to kind of shift the momentum here. So what's the message to this team at the half?
Quit making mistakes. Just do what we're supposed to do, and we'll be all right.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, Jenny, thanks very much. Mike Zimmer in just his 2nd game as a head coach in the NFL, and his team is in a hole. 24-7 New England over Minnesota. Verizon halftime report is coming up. This is the NFL on CBS. Getting ready for the start of the second half here in Minneapolis. 24-7, the Patriots leading the Vikings. Let's take a look at the DirecTV Ultimate Picture Cam and the field goal attempt by Blair Walsh. Chandler Jones, the block and the recovery.
Well, the ball may have come out a little bit low because it was a long field goal try. How about the convoy here? McCourty leading the way as Chandler Jones, a dream come true to block a field goal and to return it for a touchdown.
Ian Eagle along with Dan Fouts started the second half here in Minnesota. Remember, New England did have the 20-10 lead at halftime last week against Miami and then outscored 23-0 the rest of the way. What stood out for you for the Patriots? To me, it seemed like not just the Tom Brady-led offense, but getting it from other areas.
Well, the big interception by McCourty when he took it to the 1, and then obviously the Chandler Jones play. So the offense really only counts for 10 of those points in the first half. Too many mistakes, as Zimmer told Jenny Dell, for the Vikings.
Cassel, 2 interceptions, the one by McCourty, the one by Darrelle Revis as well. And now Minnesota getting ready to kick it off to start this second half. And this is what Belichick likes to do, especially on the road. Get the football to open up the second half. Why?
And don't be surprised if he doesn't go with the hurry-up offense. The crowd is still having their hot dogs and cold beers in the concession stand, so they're not as loud for the opposing offense.
All right, let's send it down to Jenny Dell.
Brian, you were just talking about it. I just talked with head coach Bill Belichick, and he said the focus for the half was to play 60 minutes this game, something they did not do last week. He said the team looks good fundamentally, keep up the physical play and the hard work.
All right, Jenny, in that first half, Tom Brady 9 of 10, 105 yards and a touchdown. Edelman 5 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. Rob Gronkowski. They get it to him right away. Limited action for Gronkowski, still working his way back completely from the ACL injury.
Had 38 snaps last week against Miami. I expect to see him a lot more here in the second half. This is a cool day here. Perfect football weather.
52 straight games with at least 1 catch for Gronkowski. That covers his entire NFL career, now in his 5th year from Arizona. Check to a running play, Ridley carries across the 30. He's got 6 yards and a first down. The first half numbers, Minnesota outgained New England 182-159, but those 2 turnovers and the Patriots taking advantage and turning those into points.
And if you consider the blocked field goal for a touchdown, that's even more than a turnover.
So 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Brady, short throw. Gronkowski hit right away. 5-yard gain for the 2-time Pro Bowler, Harrison Smith. Smart 3rd-year safety out of Notre Dame makes the stop. Matt Cassel waiting for his opportunity to get back out there. Bill Belichick. Terrific record when leading at halftime. Knock away, and a flag thrown on Xavier Rhodes, matched up with Aaron Dobson. Rhodes was a question mark to play because of a groin injury. Tony Correnti.
Pass interference. Defense, number 29 for not playing the ball. Automatic, first down.
And it's been a combination of good play calling by Josh McDaniels and outstanding offensive line play for the Patriots that has allowed Brady to be so effective today. He has not been sacked. He has not been touched. The quarterback loves that.
And then we've seen 6 offensive linemen out there quite a bit for New England. Ridley, stutter step move for 4. Everson Griffin in there defensively. Griffin signed with a big contract, 5 years, $42 million during the offseason. He was thrilled when Zimmer took over because he really felt that Zimmer's approach and his style defensively would fit Griffin. He had 2 sacks last week. Hop step from Ridley. Working in the run, 4-yard gain. That's what they did exclusively to open the game. Brady had not thrown a pass until late in the first quarter. Brian Robinson with a stop.
And what's interesting with a 6-man offensive line with the rookie Fleming coming in as a tight end, the Patriots are basically running away from that strength and going to the weak side and picking up yards.
3rd and 2. They flood the entire opposite side and now send Edelman in motion. Shotgun for Brady. Handle the rush. Brady. Deep ball. The dive by Edelman. Incomplete. Xavier Rhodes in coverage. Patriots thought they had an opportunity on the outside.
Edelman's 5'10", maybe. Needed to be, maybe 6'2" on that one. Just off his fingertips.
So Ryan Allen on to punt it. Patriots drive stalls in Minnesota territory. Return man, Marcus Sherrills. Allen gets it off cleanly. Sherrills waits for it. Over his head. Patriots downfield. Inside the 5, it's down by the Pro Bowler Matthew Slater. 3 straight Pro Bowls on special teams. Terrific job by Allen. 24-7, New England leading Minnesota. 12-18 to start in this 3rd quarter. Some Patriots fans who made the trip to the Midwest.
Set.
Vikings got off to a terrific start opening drive of the game. Not much since. First drive of the 3rd quarter for the Minnesota offense. Asiata up the middle for 3. Gerard Mayo with the stop for New England. Hey, it's not too late to sign up and play NFL.com Fantasy Football. Get free mobile apps and exclusive instant highlights. Sign in and play for free at NFL.com/fantasy. Chandler Jones made the big play at the end of the first half, blocking the field goal attempt and taking it all the way for a touchdown to extend the New England lead. 2nd and 7. This crowd is very quiet. Pass over the middle to Rudolph. 8-yard gain for Minnesota, and they'll move the chains. Chandler Jones, 1st-round draft pick out of Syracuse back in 2012.
Syracuse, huh?
Yeah, throw it in there.
Did he attend Newhouse as well?
I don't believe so, but I'll check with the alumni board. I'd like to see how many Oregon mentions that we get.
Well, they'd like to talk to you about your donation.
Well, that's a different issue, Dan. First down for the Vikings from the 15. Cassel sensing some pressure, dumps it off. Asiata. Matt Asiata, dangerous after the catch. Brought down by Darrelle Revis, 8-yard gain.
And that shook up Revis because Asiata split the tacklers that time, and Revis is going to take this on his right shoulder. It's Hightower coming over the top. That's what Asiata can do. Smart play to split the tacklers.
Cassel is 14 of 22, 160 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. 2nd and 2 here for the Vikings. Asiata running inside for 3 yards. Got a first down across the 25. Matt Asiata, when we sat down with him after the Peterson news broke, he said, nothing changes for me in terms of the preparation. He's really comfortable in this offense and felt like he was going to be part of the game plan anyway because Norv uses so many pieces.
And smartly knows that this is an opportunity. That's what you ask for as a ball player, an opportunity to play.
On first down, Cassel gets rid of it, drop ball. Rudolph. Hightower was there, ready for the hit.
Well, Rudolph had 3 catches in the first half. This is really a desperation bailout ball that should have been caught by Rudolph because Vince Wilfork is coming right at his ex-teammate. It's a pretty good throw with that type of pressure from a guy that weighs 325 or more.
4-receiver set on a 2nd and 10. Patterson has not had as many touches as he envisioned. He's looking for 16 touches overall. Trying to get it to him. It's intercepted. Logan Ryan. Ryan working his way downfield and knocked out of bounds. 3 picks on the day.
Cassel slow to get up at about the 28-yard line. Actually, it's Fusco who's down. But first pick of the year for Logan Ryan. He had 5 picks last year as a rookie. But he just does a great job of cutting underneath the route of Patterson. You can see that Patterson and Cassel are still getting used to each other. We saw the pass in the first half that carried Patterson out of bounds. And that one thrown just behind him for an easy pick by Ryan.
All right, a couple things here. Fusco injured on the play. You saw the hit from Jones. And also the fans began to chant Teddy, as in Teddy Bridgewater, after the 3rd interception from Matt Cassel. Bridgewater, the first-round pick out of Louisville. So trying to get the ball into their best playmaker's hand. Cordero Patterson. Ryan had other plans for New England.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. And by the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines.
However, the receiver was down by contact at the 45-yard line. It will be New England's ball, 1st and 10. With the game clock operator, please set the game clock to 9:42. 9:42. Thank you.
All turnovers are reviewed, and what the determination was, Ryan with the pick, but contact was made from Cordero Patterson. So they will rule Ryan down as he went down to a knee. Initially, Ryan got up, started running with it. The play was not whistled dead, but the contact came right there on the helmet.
And you could see Ryan on the sidelines telling his teammates, yeah, he did hit me in the head.
1st and 10 at the 45 with a double tight end set. Gronkowski, Polamalu knew it. Brady throwing underneath. It's complete to Gronkowski. Let's bring in our CBS officiating expert, Mike Carey in New York. What'd you see on that play, Mike?
Hi, on. Yes, that's one of those plays where, although the receiver had not become a runner yet, he had control of the ball, and that touch, when he goes down to the ground, makes him down by contact.
Okay, pretty cut and dry then, Mike. We appreciate the insight as New England now has it with a 1st and 10 inside the 35. Ridley and Devlin in the backfield. Give it to Ridley. Ridley carries Brinkley with him. Good block from Sebastian Vollmer. And it's a 5-yard gain. All the life has been taken out of this stadium.
Well, we talked earlier about the mental toughness of the Vikings and how it would be tested today. And obviously, the Patriots playing near perfect ball, and the mistakes just continue to pile up for the Vikings. And right now, defensively, they're on their heels.
3 interceptions from Matt Cassel. Brady to throw it. A little bit offline. Aaron Dobson, the intended target. It's incomplete. Let's send it to New York. JB and Coach Cowher.
Coach, you think Dan Fouts likes this play?
Dan will love his play. Dan, watch your boy Andy Dalton in the face of a blitz, steps in there, hits Mohamed Sanu, breaks a tackle, 76 yards. A 10-3 game now is 17-3 Cincinnati.
Boomer is supposed to be impartial, but he's not, Iron Eagle.
Felt like Fouts to Jefferson a little bit, no?
Yeah, number 14.
Knocked down. Chad Greenway with the pressure. And the Patriots drive ends right there.
Now finally the Viking defense raises up and stops Tom Brady and this Patriot offense. Good play by Greenway as Brady staring down his receiver like Edelman on the outside.
4th down, Ryan Allen will hold it here for Stephen Gostkowski on a 47-yard attempt. Danny Aiken, the snapper, 47 yards away, and it's perfect. Gostkowski knocks it through to give New England a 27-7 lead on the road. Long field goal from Gostkowski gives New England the 27-7 advantage here at the 8:32 mark of the third. Patterson, the return man. Vikings looking for some kind of jolt right now.
Now Patterson got a shot at the last kickoff return. Gostkowski's got a tremendously strong leg, though.
Patterson is going to take it out 4 yards deep. Patterson gets through the first wave and chopped down short of the 25 by LaFell on special teams. New England defensively.
Well, it's been a team effort. Devin McCourty in the first quarter with this pick that he brought back to the 1-yard line. Second quarter, it's Darrelle Revis out in front of Greg Jennings for that pick, and then just moments ago, Logan Ryan. And if you count in the blocked field goal, it was returned for a touchdown. 24 of these miscues account for those 24 points of the 27 scored today. And the Patriots were offsides, and this could be real dangerous. It doesn't seem as though Gostkowski is getting as much distance kicking in this direction that he had going in the opposite direction, where he's putting it in the stands.
Should be an opportunity here for Patterson.
Looks like the wind blowing from left to right here in the open end of the stadium as well.
Scott O'Brien, special teams coach. Cordero Patterson, first-round draft pick last year out of Tennessee. This is the open end of the field that Gostkowski is kicking into. Patterson waiting for it, 1 yard deep in the end zone. They're not even going to let him touch it. Scooped up at the 20 by Thielen. And Adam Thielen out of Minnesota State Mankato with a return. LaFell with a hit. Quarterback comparison. These are the only 2 men who have started at quarterback for the New England Patriots since Tom Brady took over for Drew Bledsoe early, going back to 2001. Brady and Cassel.
Both quarterbacks have been protected well, especially Brady. Remember, he was sacked 4 times in the second half against Miami a week ago.
They've maintained a very close relationship through the years. Give it to Asiata, and he's brought down quickly by Jones. 2-yard gain. Minnesota can't get anything going as we go to New York. JB and Coach Cowher.
Hey, Ian, maybe the same words for Atlanta and Ryan.
Watch right here. Leon Hall is going to take this deflected pass, pick it off. It will lead to a 1-yard touchdown by Jeremy Hill. They're up 24-3. Remember, Cincinnati did not lose a home regular season game all of last year. 9 straight at home.
Back to Ian Eagle.
Yeah, we form strong opinions week in and week out in the NFL. After week 1, Atlanta's back. The offense is going. Matt Ryan, and now they're struggling in Cincinnati. Give the Bengals credit. Drop ball. Cassel is looking for help. He didn't get it that time from Kyle Rudolph.
This is 2 drops now for Kyle Rudolph. That went in the second quarter, but this ball right on target. Gets his head around. Ball is there. Goes right through those gloves.
Brandon Fusco has returned for Minnesota. He was injured earlier. Now a 3rd and 8. Tom Brady said that Cassel was like a little brother to him. He didn't grow up with brothers, and that's the dynamic of the relationship.
Yeah, like all brothers, they messed around with each other quite a bit too.
They did. 3rd and 8. Cassel thrown down. Back at the 26-yard line by Hightower. Dante Hightower busting through for the Patriots.
Second sack of the afternoon for the Patriots. He's just going to go right by Matt Cassel. Good strong hands by Cassel to hang on to that ball as Hightower was looking to knock it away.
So another punt for Jeff Locke. Julian Edelman is waiting for it at the 22. Sailing kick, Edelman backpedals to the 16. Edelman up the field to the 30. Edelman to the 40. And he spun down at the 45-yard line by Sendejo. 57-yard punt, a 28-yard return. Patriots in control.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Just for Men Mustache and Beard. Just you and the look you want. And by Verizon XLTE on America's largest, most reliable network.
Back in Minnesota, New England in front 27-7. Week 2 continues later today on CBS and for some of you on Fox. Then tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC, and tune in tomorrow for Monday Night Football on ESPN. Patriots have the big lead on the Vikings, and New England has the football back. Harrison Smith was injured on the punt. Andrew Sendejo is in to replace him. Smith has had a terrific game for Minnesota defensively at that safety spot. Injured reserve last year because of a nagging turf toe. Shane Vereen is in for the Pats. Take the handoff. Brady underneath. Vereen looking to create after the catch. Sheds one tackler. Spin move to the 49 and multiple flags on the play. Brady upset.
It's like the first flag is going to be holding against the Patriots, but maybe a little face mask at the end of the play against the Vikings.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both against New England. Illegal block in the back, offense number 77. This penalty is declined. Holding, offense number 77. This penalty is accepted. 10 yards, repeat, first down.
So 2 for the price of 1. Nate Solder. Numbers on Brady and Cassel. 3 picks for Matt Cassel. Running game, Ridley 49 yards on the ground. Asiata filling in for Adrian Peterson, inactive today. 48 yards receiving for Asiata and a touchdown. A jump.
Solder's on a roll here. That's 3 penalties in 2 plays. I think that's an NFL record.
Offense.
You're speculating.
Number 77.
No, I bet on it.
Penalty remains, first down.
It's tough to get 2 on one play, then to back it up with a 3rd one, and the Patriots are backing up.
I'm going to check the record books on that one.
Get back to me.
Last week against Miami, 9 penalties. This week, 9 penalties for the Patriots. 1st and 25. Line of scrimmage is now the 30. Give it to Vereen. Shane Vereen works his way up the field, just short of the 40-yard line. Chad Greenway will get credit for the stop. It's a 10-yard gain for the Patriots.
Another oddity in that game last week was Edelman being shut out in the second half. Had 6 catches in the first half, 5 today in the first half. And Brady has yet to target him here in the second.
Patriots actually had trouble with Mike Zimmer's defense last year against Cincinnati. New England scored a season-low 6 points at 248 yards. It was also in a driving rainstorm. That probably played a role as well. Perhaps. 2nd and 16. Another jump on that right side of the Minnesota defensive line. Get it to Julian Edelman. And he is tackled by Xavier Rhodes, able to slip through for extra yards. 8-yard gain.
Everson Griffin in the neutral zone.
Offside, defense, number 97 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
Yeah, he's working on Nate Solder, trying to get a jump and can't keep his balance there.
There's a lot happening in that area. Solder and Griffin going at it. Everson Griffin learned a lot from Jared Allen. Taught him how to rush the passer, called him the best defensive player that he has ever seen. The former Viking Pro Bowler. 2nd and 11. Delayed handoff, and again Vereen, here's Slippery. Shane Vereen, elusive as he cuts it for a 3.5-yard gain. Munnerlyn with a tackle for Minnesota.
Yeah, the versatility of Vereen is so important for the Patriots as we go through the season. Remember, they don't have the big hammering full tailback that they had last year, LeGarrette Blount, is going to be running back by committee, and Vereen is capable of playing on every down.
Held to 89 yards rushing last week. 86 yards on the ground here today. We've got 4:15 to go in the third. Crowd trying to get involved here at TCF Bank Stadium. Shotgun Brady. Protection is there. Brady throws, makes the connection with Gronkowski. First down, Patriots into Minnesota territory. It's a 10-yard gain. Gerald Hodges, the linebacker, matched up with a tight end.
Well, they finally get single coverage on the tight end. And it's a simple outcut. Brady staring him down all the way, doesn't blink at all, and fires another strike and picks up the first down.
Gronkowski said that he and Brady have developed a chemistry. He knows where Gronkowski's going to be. Gronkowski knows where the ball's going to be. Brady eludes the rush, and nobody home. Throwing along the sideline towards Shane Vereen. Back to New York, JB and the coach, NFL Today update.
Tannehill to Wallace.
Yeah, watch this acrobatic catch right here by Mike Wallace back in the end zone in the fade route. Remember, they had a big second half last week in New England. Can they do it again? Down by 6.
Back to Ian, Dan, and Jenny.
Somebody's going to be 2-0 in the division. And this is not a position New England is familiar with, looking up in the division to somebody else.
52! We waiting!
Second and 10. Gronkowski sets up in the backfield. Take the handoff. Brady settles in, throws to Edelman. Flag down. He gets hit by Rhodes down low. 12-yard pickup on the play.
You're going to get Rhodes for holding. And didn't hold him very good because Edelman got away from him. It still made the catch.
Six catches, 95 yards last week, but shut out in the second half.
Defense number 29. This penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
He now has at least 6 catches in 8 straight games. Going back to last season, that's the longest streak in the NFL.
What a twosome, him and Gronkowski.
54!
Especially on third downs.
Harrison Smith is back for Minnesota. Stephen Ridley is slowed down at the point of attack, but picks up 3 yards on the play. Hit down low by Griffin, and the clock is rolling under 3 minutes to go in the third.
That's the big thing right now, is that not only are they keeping the clock rolling, they're keeping the crowd out of the game, playing error-free football, and Brady in total control.
Now this is a Vikings fan base that was very excited after the performance last week in St. Louis, 34-6. They had 2 interceptions, 5 sacks. They forced the Rams to punt 6 times. Play action. Brady. Timing route. Great attempt. Edelman draws the flag. And the Vikings defenders react as Edelman is banged up on the play.
Pass interference. Defense number 29 grabbed the receiver's arm. Automatic first down.
That's a little out and up move here. There's the contact. That's illegal. It's past 5 yards. And then as the ball comes in here, watch Edelman's head hit the ground for the second time today. That's why he was slow to get up.
16-yard penalty as Rhodes landed on top of him.
Alert!
Edelman comes out of the game. First down inside the 15 for New England.
Hey, B! Out we go!
And again for Ridley. Little spin move to the 10-yard line. Greenway over there. 2-yard pickup for Ridley. And we will hit 2 minutes to go on the third.
Ridley doing a good job of hanging on to the ball. He's had fumbling issues in his past. 9 career fumbles, of which he's lost 6 of them. Imperative now that he realizes the situation and just hang on to that ball. Don't turn it over.
Red zone offense, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. There will be another. Flag thrown. Ridley carrying Munnerlyn with him. Penalty marker back at the 13.
Offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. Second down.
Now that's Jordan Devey. First year out of Memphis. It's been a project for this team, part of the practice squad, and now part of the offensive line group that Bill Belichick is going with. And that's a fluid situation.
Yeah, Ryan Wendell, normal center, out today. So Conley goes to center. Devey at left guard.
More down.
With Marcus Cannon at left guard, and then Devey at right guard, and he had a hold of Sharif Floyd that time.
We've seen Fleming, Cameron Fleming. They're high on Stork as well. Brandon Bolden tried to make a cut, but Chad Greenway clogged up the area. Loss of 1 on the play.
Obviously, the Vikings need some type of big play out of their defense to get a positive feeling going, not only for their team, but for this crowd. This crowd is just sitting on their hands, very disappointed in what they're seeing today. But remember, Vikings have stepped up in class with their opponent today as opposed to last week's win in St. Louis.
3rd and 19. Shotgun Brady. Running play Vereen. Shane Vereen wheels to the 10-yard line. 12-yard pickup for Vereen. Harrison Smith with the tackle.
You got to love that play call because you're probably not going to get to the end zone. You're not risking an interception with a bad throw or a tip ball. Plus, you're going to run the clock all the way out of this 3rd quarter before you go down and try the field goal attempt.
So that'll do it here in the 3rd. The New England Patriots fell apart in the second half last week against Miami. No signs of that this week here in Minnesota. 4th quarter is coming up. Patriots 27, the Vikings 7. We'll return to Minneapolis after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Start of the 4th quarter in Minnesota. The New England Patriots with a 27-7 lead. Steven Gostkowski on for a short field goal, 27-yard attempt. Patriots have not started a season 0-2 since 2001. That's when Brady took over for Drew Bledsoe. 27-yarder is good, and the Patriots now in front, 30-7 over the Vikings. New England Patriots have bounced back nicely after the loss in Miami last week. They've got a 30-7 lead here in Minnesota. Early stages of the 4th quarter, and the Patriots will kick it off. Gostkowski, the ball came off the tee. Cordero Patterson hoping for a chance on this attempt, although in this direction, Gostkowski has been impressive, knocking the ball into the stands on a few occasions. And the ball off the tee again. So they'll have to bring in a holder at this point.
Well, there's a bit of a breeze at Gostkowski's back, so they bring in Devin McCourty to put his finger on the ball to keep it from tipping over.
So that ties an NFL record, Dan. I know you've been keeping track of those.
2 times, and you got to bring in a holder.
That's it.
You know, it's one of those unbreakable records.
Gostkowski. Patterson will not get an opportunity here for Minnesota. Well, the tumultuous week in the NFL. On Friday, Adrian Peterson, the Pro Bowler, indicted for negligent injury to a child. The Vikings deactivated him, made that announcement on Friday. Then on Saturday, Peterson turned himself into authorities in Texas, was released on a $15,000 bond. Peterson used a tree branch to discipline his 4-year-old son. That incident took place in May in Spring, Texas. And his future and where the organization stands remains unclear at this point, although their GM, Rick Spielman, telling us that they have been in contact with Adrian Peterson as McKinnon is brought down by Chandler Jones. And you would think over the next couple of days, if they gather information and sort out what the plan is, we'll find out.
Yeah, and visiting the facility yesterday, the feeling there was of really shock and disappointment. The players put their best face on it, but there's no question that it has affected this team today. It's a different situation than when a player is injured. You kind of know when that player is going to be back from his injury, but in this situation, there's so much unknown that the Vikings are going to have a tough time dealing with.
3rd and 10. Cassel steps up. Incomplete. Greg Jennings, the intended receiver. And it has been that kind of day for the Vikings.
Yeah, Jennings makes the catch. He has the first down, but it's all going bad for everyone in purple.
Mike Zimmer on top of the world a week ago in his first game as a head coach, and in week 2, a reality check.
An unreality check at that.
Jeff Locke to punt it. Edelman from the 34. Puts it upfield. Into Minnesota territory. Edelman on the move. And caught from behind at the 30 by Sendejo. What can't he do? 34-yard return for Edelman.
Josh McDaniels told me that he's in the facility at 5 in the morning each day of practice before even the coaches get there. Hardest worker on the team and a jack of all trades today, as usual.
A college quarterback at Kent State. He has earned his way on this roster. Waited his turn. And now a huge part of the offense and beyond. Brady is sacked. Tom Johnson getting to the quarterback as we sent it to New York. JB and the coach.
Special teams contribution.
Yeah, and Dan, you just saw a pretty good punt return. I'm going to show you one a little bit better. Watch this right here. This is not Patrick Peterson. This is Ted Ginn Jr. for the 4th time in his career. Will take his thing back up the middle, 71 yards. They go back in front after the 71-yard touchdown run, return, 1914 Arizona.
Ian, Dan, and Jenny.
You know, that's one thing. You bring that kind of talent. Ted Ginn has had a job in this league for a long time because of that. Stephen Ridley is brought down by Corey Wooten. It's a 3-yard gain.
The bonus obviously is getting a touchdown or field position, as we just saw Edelman do for the Patriots. Tremendous talent, both those guys.
We're down to 12:42 to play in the 4th quarter. Patriots will be home for the Oakland Raiders, then at Kansas City the next couple of weeks, Minnesota at New Orleans next week, then home for Atlanta. So they've got Brady, Breeze, Matt Ryan, and Rodgers on their schedule over the next month. 3rd and 14. Brady. Deep ball. Incomplete. Amendola matched up with Robinson.
Robinson did a good job of cutting him off legally and almost getting to that ball. How important would that have been with Gostkowski coming out now to try a long field goal, but in this direction, it's not been a problem.
Well, right now looking at a 53, 54-yarder, depending upon where they settle in. They're trying to determine where it's going to be.
Career long is 54.
You could match it here, but they're going to call it a 53. It's close. Delay of game called, so they're not going to try it. Ryan Allen will come on to punt it.
Yeah, coaches saw on the Patriots, they saw the field goal blocked at the end of the first half by Chandler Jones on a long field goal try. So, although I would have given Gostkowski a shot at this one.
He's earned that right, no?
Yeah, he has certainly shown that he can put it a long way in this direction.
So Patriots are going to punt it with Ryan Allen. Trying to place it inside the 10. Sherrill's fair catch. He brings it in just short of the 9-yard line, a 28-yard punt, but well executed once again by Allen. Minnesota Vikings 5-10-1 last season after going 10-6 in 2012. Made the coaching change. And a dump off for McKinnon. And McKinnon takes it across the 10-yard line. 2-yard pickup. Vikings have a lot to look forward to, though, as an organization, as we send it down to Jenny Dell.
Yes, and they'll call this TCF Bank Stadium home for only 2 seasons, as they're opening up a brand new facility that should be ready for spring 2016. Now, this new stadium is costing $1.024 billion. That's $1.024 billion. It broke ground in December and has some amazing features, including a 60%, excuse me one moment, as I move out of the way here. I'll keep going on that report, though.
You didn't want to get involved in that tackle, I guess.
Yes, the roof will be 60% transparent, so you'll be able to look up into the sky. The pivoting wall on the west side will overlook downtown, and it will have 95 feet high pivoting glass walls that will give you that really inside-outside feeling that I'm sure everyone in Minnesota loves. And for anyone that's interested in this construction, they can go to the Vikings website, find out all the information there, and there's actually a live webcam that shows you the details of the construction.
Well, there you go. Live webcam maybe next time that you're going to make a tackle on Kyle Rudolph. Pass over the middle. Thanks, Jenny. 4-yard pickup as Greg Jennings gets hit by Dante Hightower.
And the Vikings really have no choice here but to go to the line of scrimmage and operate the no-huddle offense. They need bigger plays, though, than that last one.
2nd and 6 now for Cassel and the Vikings. Did hear fans chanting the name Teddy earlier in this second half.
Number 15, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
And that was for the rookie out of Louisville, Teddy Bridgewater, the number 32 pick overall in the draft. Had 3,970 yards in his last year at Louisville, 31 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
And you just know, as a number 1 pick, there'll be a time, perhaps sooner than later, if Cassel continues to turn the ball over as he's done today.
2nd and 11 now. Shotgun for Cassel. It's Rudolph over the middle, just short of the 30-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain. This was the previous play. Here's Jenny reporting, and here comes Kyle Rudolph. Yeah, out of the way. I don't think Kyle was interested in the Minnesota Vikings stadium report at that point.
She's got to square up on that. Not shy away from the big guy.
Sorry, next time I'll stay there.
Yeah, standing like the form. Ball knocked up in the air by Dante Hightower.
Next time I'll make that I'm not blocking anyone in that position.
It was good awareness, though.
I know.
For sure.
We're lucky we have a great crew down here to protect me.
Well, 4th down now for the Vikings and Cassel, and this is not the way that Cassel envisioned this day going against his former team, the New England Patriots.
How about his start, though? 4 for 4 in that opening drive. They go right down the field. It looked unstoppable. And then the in-game adjustments by Matt Patricia and Bill Belichick really turned things around. 3 picks, 1 in each of the first 3 quarters.
The punt from Jeff Locke. Edelman back there again. With a spin at the 26. 2 flags. And he leans forward across the 30-yard line. A 46-yard punt, 6-yard return. Tavon Wilson may have been involved there.
Yeah, there's a block in the back on Harrison Smith. Good to see Smith back for the Vikings. He was shaken up moments ago. He was out there covering that punt.
The snapper, Colin Leffler,
There are 2
ultimately made the
separate
tackle.
fouls against the receiving team on the play, both during the return. Illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 35. This penalty is declined. Illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 27. This penalty is accepted. 10 yards, 1st down.
And that's the Wilson penalty. 9:26 to go. We're in the 4th. New England comfortably in front, 30-7.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Lincoln Motor Company and the first ever MKC. The new Samsung Galaxy S5. The next big thing is here. And by the new Dollar Cravings menu at Taco Bell. Live Moss.
This Thursday, your football week starts right here. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers tangle with the Atlanta Falcons. Big-time matchups. Go prime time. Thursday Night Football on NFL Network and CBS.
And how smart is it to have those games be divisional matchups? Each game counts as 2 games in the standings.
Adds a little extra juice to the Buccaneers and the Falcons. We'll have it for you here on CBS on Thursday night from the Georgia Dome. Give it to Stephen Ridley, shaping a big move across the 20-yard line and carries for 5.5 yards on the play. Brinkley combines with Blanton to bring him down. Offensive line, that was a topic of conversation at the top of the broadcast. What have you seen from New England here today?
Well, I look at the quarterback standing up most of the day, having good protection. Brady's been sacked 1 time, but he had quick pressure from the outside defensive ends last week of the Dolphins. Not so much today. Both tackles, Solder and Vollmer, doing a good job.
Veteran offensive line coach Dante Scarnecchia retired after last season, 30 years with the organization. Ridley takes it to the 25-yard line. Munnerlin and Greenway there. 3-yard pickup for Ridley. Scarnecchia replaced by the new offensive line coach, Dave DeGuglielmo, formerly with the Jets, Miami, and the Giants. 3rd and 1.
Alert! Alert! Alpha, go!
Up the gut, trying to push the pile. Vikings feel as if they've stopped New England.
I think they did.
Tom Brady on the keeper.
This is really the only area that the Patriots have not excelled in today, is it converting 3rd downs, just 4 of 11 before this try.
Ridley has 66 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Vereen 39 yards rushing. Edelman had 1 carry for 9 yards. And it looks short from this angle.
And that should be Tom Brady's last play of the game. With this lead and this momentum, it'll be time to see the youngster Jimmy Garoppolo.
Rookie out of Eastern Illinois, 2nd round draft pick. And it is short. 4th down. 7:41 mark of the 4th.
You know, Tom is so good at this, and the Vikings know that. This time it was just too far to go. Tom puts his head down and tries to get in behind his center, Conley. A good job by the Vikings. Anticipation and then execution.
Does Garoppolo get a chance here? 4th down, Ryan Allen. Big punt, Sherrills will return it. Toppled down as he crossed the 30-yard line by Nate Ebner on special teams. 53-yard punt, 11-yard return for Sherrills. Final 7:26 here. Minnesota, deep hole. 7:26 to go in the 4th quarter. New England 30, Minnesota 7. Cassel loses the football and scooped up by the Vikings. Very fortunate that it bounced over to Asiata as Kyle Arrington jarred it loose. Well, for Matt Cassel going against his former team early in the day, a moment with Tom Brady, and then Patriots owner Robert Kraft coming over and sharing some words with Matt Cassel. Cassel and Brady grew very close as Cassel backed him up. Knocked up in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Dominique Easley. Flag down on the play. The rookie out of Florida, first-round draft pick, number 29 overall. And that's number 4 for Matt Cassel.
One in each quarter.
Pass was intercepted by New England after the play. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 54. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So the penalty against Dante Hightower. Cassel, it just came right off the shoulder of Asiata.
Pretty good move there by Easley, the rookie number 1 pick. And then Hightower gets into it and draws the flag, but you can see the timing just a little bit off on that route. There's Hightower. That little punch to the face right there will draw a flag every time.
So Tom Brady remains in there at midfield. 6:41 to go. Edelman, the motion man. On the ground, Ridley can pad his numbers. Ridley breaks a tackle and takes it across the 35-yard line for a 16-yard gain. Survivor is back with an all-new set of castaways competing against their loved ones for $1 million. Survivor premieres Wednesday, September 24th, only CBS. Well, for Matt Cassel, the year that he stepped in for Brady, he went 10-5 as the starter, 11-5 overall for the Patriots that season. Didn't make the playoffs that year. First down for New England. Ridley works his way through the hole and picks up 8 yards in the process. Klein and Solder with key blocks up front, and Ridley now has 90 yards on the ground.
And the offensive linemen are loving it. They love to close out a ball game, pounding and dominating the defensive front. And that's what the Patriots are doing right now. Pretty interesting game plan, going with the extra offensive lineman for a big part of the day, as they're doing right now with Fleming at tight end, number 71.
Extended action for the rookie out of Stanford. Edelman, the motion man.
Yeah, we call his name and he jumps off sides. Little twitch there for 71.
Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Hey, you can't trust those rookies, can you?
Is that how you approach things?
You give them a little love, it goes right to their head.
So you didn't give a whole lot of love to rookies during your playing days, did you?
Well, if they got me, touchdown catches and stuff like that, good things. But boy, they jump off sides, and I'm not going to talk to you for a week.
Selective love from Dan Fouts. Did you even know their names, the rookies?
No, they just have. That's why they have numbers. You don't have to know their names.
71.
Stay on sides. You're killing me.
Ridley driving and met by Blanton and Corey Wooten on the play. Down to 4:40 to go. Well, Tom Brady went on and on about the team's depth. It feels like they've got legitimate depth on offense. Part of the message was doing your job individually this week. Seemed to get away from that against Miami. Tough yardage for Ridley. And Stephen Ridley will give New England a first down. Clock is moving down to 4:12 and counting left in the fourth. Ridley now with 99 yards on the ground.
On 24 carries, and most importantly, real good ball security, especially in this type of situation when you know everybody on the Vikings sideline on the defense is trying to rip that ball away. Both hands on it that time.
Alert!
Brian Stork is in, the rookie out of Florida State. Snapping the ball to Tom Brady. Ridley loses his helmet. Well, for Minnesota, this has been a sobering loss against New England. And for Mike Zimmer last week, getting the win on the road in St. Louis. The additional drama involving Adrian Peterson, the team will have to address that.
And just where do they find the answer to fill the void of not having Adrian Peterson with the schedule that they have coming up, as you talked about, Aaron?
They've got New Orleans next, then home for Atlanta. Bolden brought down by Brinkley. For now, it is Matt Asiata's job. But again, we still don't know how this is going to play out between Peterson and the team.
And you look at that Thursday night game in Green Bay, another divisional matchup. Doesn't get any easier for Minnesota. And just so much unknown.
We'll have that Green Bay Minnesota matchup for you here on CBS. And Patriots will use a timeout with 2:18 to go in the fourth. New England will improve to 1-1. They're 2 minutes and change away from heading back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway Restaurants. Fuel your training routine at Subway. Subway, train hard, eat fresh. And by Progressive, comparing rates to help you save. Now that's Progressive.
Back in Minnesota, and coming up, the NFL on CBS. More action for you with the Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. Also, the Jets meet the Packers, and the Texans face off against the Raiders. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go here. And the Patriots face a 3rd and 9 with a 30-7 lead on the Vikings.
Yeah.
Brady on a give. Shane Vereen. Little juke move by Vereen, and he's brought down out near the sideline by Blanton.
The juke move, but the best move was getting down before he went out of bounds.
And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Patriots up 30-7 on the Vikings. On 4th and 8, Patriots are not going to try a field goal. And Tom Brady will operate out of the gun. Brady gets rid of it. Incomplete in the area of Tim Wright, who was picked up in that deal for Logan Mankins from Tampa Bay. Mankins traded to the Buccaneers for a 4th-round pick and the former Rutgers standout Wright. Patriots turn it over on downs. We've got 1:56 to play here in Minneapolis. And don't forget, it will be Kansas City at Denver next, or the Jets taking on the Packers, or the Raiders hosting the Texans. Check your local listings for the games in your area.
Kansas City without Derek Johnson and Mike DeVito, playmaking linebacker and the defensive lineman. It's got to make Peyton Manning awfully happy.
No Wes Welker. There was speculation that Welker may be reinstated, but that never came back on the NFLPA. For Darrell Patterson, not a whole lot of touches for Patterson here today.
Yeah, this kid has a very bright future. You would like to have seen him step out of bounds there. Game situation where you need to stop the clock. Obviously, you're not going to win this game with 1.5 minutes to go, but that would help him down the road to be more aware of the situation.
Develop good habits. Incomplete. Flag thrown. Marquise Gray, the former Minnesota Star. This was his home stadium when he was the quarterback for the Gophers. In on that play with Malcolm Butler, flag against New England.
Defense number 21, automatic first down.
Well, the tight end is Gray. He's right down the seam, and here comes the interference right over the top. I'm not sure that ball is catchable, but obviously the interference prevented that.
Down to 1:23 to play. First down for the Vikings. Cassel crushed. Rob Ninkovich leading the brigade for New England. Bill Belichick, 14 penalties today against the Patriots. That's tied for the most in Belichick's 15 years as the head coach.
He'll look at all the good things they did today and be happy he has something to complain about.
Incomplete. Flag thrown. Patterson with Logan Ryan back there.
And Logan Ryan grabbed Patterson's arm. Patterson could only get one hand up to try to make the catch because of the grab by Ryan.
And that would be a new high for the Pats under Belichick.
Defense number 26.
15 penalties.
Automatic. First down.
He's just hugging that right arm and won't let go.
So line of scrimmage is now the 16-yard line. 160 penalty yards against the Patriots.
And a 23-point win so far.
Cassel fires, end zone, incomplete. Jarius Wright, the target. Malcolm Butler back there defensively.
Well, this is a beautiful throw by Matt Cassel. He's got time to throw in, a good window to throw through, and the ball goes right through the hands of Wright. And that's wrong.
It is. We understand penalties and the cause and effect, but the numbers can be deceiving as well. Seattle led the NFL in penalties last year and won the Super Bowl. 2nd and 10. Cassel looking for the end zone. Over the shoulder grab by Jennings. Touchdown, Minnesota. They probably could have done without the fireworks that they had loaded up here at the stadium.
Hey, that's the guy's job. When they score a touchdown, you shoot off the fireworks.
You don't look at situation, time, score remaining?
I'm not so sure that's a touchdown. That is not a touchdown because he did not get both feet in. This is going to be just an incomplete pass. Right foot in, left foot out. But the ball crossed the plane, though. Inside the pylon is what the officials are going to be looking at because all scoring plays are reviewed. Beautiful throw by Cassel. Good adjustment to the ball by Jennings. Now upstairs will tell us if it's a touch or not.
This is a good one.
There's a lot of things to look at here. Obviously the feet are not in, but where's the ball?
All right, so right foot down inbounds and then crosses over with the left foot, which ended up in the white on the drag. But again, did he have the ball across as he hit the pylon? Little push off there to create some space.
Veteran move?
Yeah, that's apparently my move, yes. So the call on the field was a touchdown for Greg Jennings. Tony Correnti.
After review, the Minnesota receiver was out of bounds prior to getting his second foot inbounds. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 10 at the 16-yard line.
But they never addressed the position of the ball as he was going out of bounds. Clearly his feet were out of bounds. One foot was out of bounds.
And you can't take back the fireworks.
It's very tough to get them back loaded again. I'm sure they got another set, don't you?
3rd and 10 now for Minnesota. Rush coming. Cassel is sacked. Back at the 32-yard line. Let's check in with our CBS officiating expert, Mike Carey in New York. Mike, what'd you see on that play?
Well, on this play, really the issue is at the pylon. The receiver did not complete the catch in the field of play because he only had 1 foot down inbounds, the second foot hit out of bounds. He did clip the pylon, but the pylon for the receiver is insignificant and only comes into play if the ball touches it. So it's a good reversal.
All right, excellent insight. Thank you very much. Joe Banyard is in on 4th down. Cassel looking for it all. Catch is made. Out of bounds, though, was Thielen. It's incomplete, and that'll do it for Minnesota. The New England Patriots get the win And for Bill Belichick, regular season victory number 200. He becomes the 6th head coach in NFL history to get to that mark. Patriots bounce back after the disappointment in Miami. The Vikings fall to 1-1. Patriots a winner over the Vikings. Stay tuned. Game 2 of our doubleheader is coming up. For Dan Fouts, Jenny Dell, the rest of our crew, I'm Ian Eagle. So long from Minneapolis. This is the NFL on CBS.